ready to get showcased?
Welcome, everybody, to another live edition of the Showcase Pod. I am Don Vega, and joining me in the studio, Chris Blackheart, the boss, 70% owner of Showcase Pro Wrestling. Are you there?
I'm only 70% listening right now.
Oh, well, you know, can't win them all, can you? I mean, you're winning today because I'm not in the studio, so you must be.
I have no problem with that. I do feel some things were resolved after last week. Having that conversation with Cena, it has been set, so I am looking forward to the next couple of shows. Kicking off this Saturday night, finding out who I'm going to be picking to be on our team.
Man of my word, I told you Cena would be on. He would clear the air.
No, and a lot of it, I'm feeling just a lot of miscommunication, but I think we're past that, And I'll give you a business week in review regarding Showcase a little bit down the line, but I'm excited about next year. I'm just seeing this as obviously an important match coming up in December 5th in Taunton, but just a little teaser, just in this past week we just booked, seven new shows coming up. So,
well, it'd be great to have you, be a part of those in some shape or form. Like I said, we're gonna need people collecting the tickets and sweeping the floors, and it won't be anything degrading, Chris Blackheart, because at the end of the day, we're friends,
Oh yeah, with friends like that. Oh sure.
Danny, I mean, I'm offering the guy to still be a part of all these things that are going to be happening, and he's complaining.
Yeah, you still could be 30% friends.
30% friends? And this is what 70% friends look like. I hate to see 100% enemies.
Well, it is what it is. But speaking of enemies and speaking of things happening, we did have picks last week for Saturday night's main event.
We did. A lot of news coming out of that one.
We'll get right into that since we're in the eve, not the eve, but a couple of hours, 48 hours away from Showcase Saturday night. We'll get into Saturday night's main event from WWE past weekend. There you see it on the screen right now. New World Heavyweight Champion once again, CM Punk defeating the maybe drunken, maybe a little bit out of commission Jey Uso.
Yeah, I mean, I heard the rumors after that, based on the internet. I didn't watch the match. I saw the results. Did you watch the match to see if, with your professional?
I watched the match. I saw the neck breaker DDT.
Yeah, something was off.
I saw the no sell. It looked awful. It looked like, Punk was frustrated at that point. So he gave him like a little courtesy wake-up kick.
Yeah.
And the part of him pouring water on him and all this, that kind of, it kind of gave the sense that he wasn't all there. I thought he was just blown up.
Yeah.
There was the talk. The reason he got the title taken off is because his cardio for long matches wasn't the best. So, at first I thought he might have been blown up, but it was just the beginning of the match.
Well, people forget too, between travel schedules, I'm obviously not defending because I know what people don't know behind the scenes stuff. Well, if you're injured or sick, you're going out there.
He might have been sick. He might have been in. You just don't know,
And the internet is so crucial to tear someone apart.
Yeah.
That, what happened if he had, the flu? A lot of people, we had a lot of mixed people that trained this week that, they hit me up and they go, Chris, came the doctor, I had the flu. Yeah. I'm like, stay home.
Yeah, it was a common thing back in the day for us to wrestle with fever and bad flus or whatever, not feeling the best.
And plus, you have like 6 hours early, right, or something like that. Like you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're there early. Usually, I mean, I know call time for our talent that it's going to be at Raw on Monday. Their call time is 1 o'clock. You know, so yeah. I mean, if so, I mean, again, this is the problem with the internet. I mean, if WWE didn't confirm it, then you know.
Well, you know, at this point, if he was drunk or not, they're not going to confirm it. But
No, but a lot of times there's stuff coming out there like, you know, they suspended him or they put him in rehab or something, you know, and that, again, I was talking, somebody was having a conversation and I'm like, you know, for a guy in that position, I do think he should have a better physique.
I mean, at least if we don't go the physique route, at least have their in-ring conditioning to be able to go with anybody for an extended amount of time. Because we've seen that in the past. We've seen guys that are bigger guys that could go.
Yeah.
You know, Dusty Rhodes back in the day, never had a great physique, but could go an hour in the ring. You know, against Flair, Steamboat, whoever the case brought it up to perform. But in his case, I would focus on getting in the best in-ring conditioning that he could possibly get, and that's just, you know, being biased, not knowing if any injuries that he's had, or you know, like you said, maybe he's been sick, maybe he had a couple of drinks, maybe he's taking some medication. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, I just thought it was sloppy. You know, I just thought it was rough around the edges. And in my opinion, I think it's going to be a long time before we see him in that scenario again after that performance.
Well, yeah, I mean, they elevated him. I mean, look at WrestleMania. You know, he went over on the grand stage of them all.
Yeah.
You know, the match was okay. I mean, again, I'm not a big fan of the Uso, but, you know, when you went to those live events, he was exploding with the crowd. That connection, I'm like, okay, I may not like him, but, man, he has a great connection with the crowd. And he's selling tickets, he's selling merchandise, but if you can't deliver in the ring, that's a problem.
Well, yeah, eventually people are going to stop buying your merchandise. Eventually people will stop buying tickets to see you if you get sloppier and sloppier every time you get put on that high-end position to be in a main event spot and deliver those moments that people are looking forward to. Those will come far and far in between as you go along. But yeah, definitely not his best performance. I thought this was even worse than his match with his brother at WrestleMania at one point.
Oh, are you sure? Because that was one of the WrestleMania stinkers, man.
I mean,
this gave some little hope to Giant Gonzalez.
I mean, yeah,
in the Undertaker match.
Yeah, at least that match didn't have as many snafus as this.
Yeah, no. Like, I was very surprised on that on WrestleMania when I thought it'd be a good match just because they're brothers and they'd push each other, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, that match was. I was there. That was not to offend anybody or not to piss people off. That was the version of the Divas matches back in the mid '90s, early 2000s. Yeah. Popcorn. Let me go grab a popcorn. Let me go take a piss.
Yeah, that's a shame.
That could have been that match at that point in time.
So on that one, did we all win that one?
Well, I had, believe I had CM Punk.
Yep.
I think I had Punk too.
All three of us did.
All right, yeah, because I knew I didn't pick Uso. All right.
Before we move on quickly, because we're talking about this whole topic, I actually seen the guy last month when I was down at TNA, Bobby Fish.
Okay.
Not seeing him, briefly said hi or whatever, but then I saw he started a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I saw that a lot of people were suggesting him to talk about his match with CM Punk during his time in AEW. So that was new to me, that there was, heat between him and Punk. Apparently, they built up this thing a week prior for them to wrestle. They eventually wrestled. Bobby was coming in second. But suddenly, when they went into this finish, and they went into the go to sleep. For whatever reason, Punk gives them the Iggy. So, for those people, since Bobby brought it out and he said it, I'm going to say it here too. The Iggy is a form of communication with your opponent in the ring where you don't have to be verbal. It's a light squeeze in wherever area is available, right? So this came about when he hit the go to sleep, he went for the pin, and he gives them the Iggy hard in his inner thigh.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have 3 seconds to react to this.
Yeah.
Either this is the Iggy for him to kick out or react and do something. And, he went with that and he kicked out. And I guess that wasn't it. And Punk was fucking pissed. And Bobby brought out the fact that he acted like a little bitch, even when he was apologetic. The minute that he walked into the locker room, he was burying him to Tony Khan. Then he tried to talk to the guy, and the guy wanted nothing to hear about it. So, it went on for a few months. Another ordeal happened with a match with him and, I think Kyle O'Reilly were teaming up against FDR. And he mentioned that he loved working those guys because they like working tight, and everything was snug. But that time around, it was tighter than usual, so he gave the receipts back to one of the FDR guys.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. But anyways, went to the back, same scenario. Punk decided to come and tell him something. So at that point, Bobby was like, still kind of like not giving two shits about Punk because of the way he acted when he apologized to him in their prior engagement. So he's like, yeah, I don't give a shit what you have to say, and kind of looked at him dead in the eyes and Punk backed down and walked away. And that was the end of Bobby Fish run there in AEW. So, the politics with certain guys. I mean, we've seen Punk come back to the WWE. Apparently, Triple H loves him now. Your thoughts on that?
The only question I have with them, I mean, not knowing the time period, is that when Punk was starting to having issues with other members of the roster?
Well, apparently at that time he was still tight with like Young Bucks and all those guys.
All right, so that was early.
All in the huddle at a given point there, and then after that, after the things with Bobby, might have went down south with the other people that he had issues with.
Yeah, I mean, people forget. I mean, there's a lot of communication in the ring, and stuff happens. And I'm not a big fan of people blowing things up. And we're all guilty of it, over the years. But did anyone get hurt? Was the finish come out how it was supposed to? And what can you learn to get better as a worker? It's you do it, miscommunication. He could have done, the go to sleep, grabbed him.
When you give him the Iggy, were you thanking him for the match?
Yeah.
I mean, it's confusing.
Yeah, so it's but to get mad over it.
Yeah.
And especially at that level, because you got contracts on the line, you have perception, and you have reputation.
So, it was interesting, first time that I was hearing about it, and I went and I searched and I actually watched the match, which it was a good match.
Yeah.
And everything was fine. It was just that, he hit him with the move and Bobby kicked out last second. They still counted the 3, but in reality, he kicked out in enough time for the ref to overturn and say, that he kicked out.
Yeah.
But they just called it done deal, 3 count. Well, it was interesting to see his perspective on that. And then also, seeing since Punk had these issues with other people, he was quick to slap Jungle Boy or whoever he slapped.
Yeah.
Was it Jungle Boy?
Yes. Yeah.
Why didn't he step up to Bobby?
I don't know. I mean, I'll look at Bobby's style. I know there was some news a couple of weeks ago. He was having health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like it was health and financial issues. So we'll follow that. I mean, but people forget Bobby's a New England guy, a New York guy.
Well, yeah, he's a New York guy. We worked a lot during the spotter era. Worked him a few times around here in New England. But yeah, I mean, to answer the question, I mean, Bobby's a legitimate shoot guy.
Yeah.
A legitimate fucking guy that knows his shit. So Punk was smart enough not to get knocked out by a guy that's not getting pushed in his spot of a main event status. That would have ruined him. So, I guess he's smart on that aspect.
Speaking of smart, Danny, what's the next match?
The next match is Chris Blackheart versus Frank the Ref. I'm a ring announcer. I was joking. Oh yeah, it was Cody Rhodes defending the championship against Drew McIntyre.
All right. I know.
Talk about one that was a given.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Talk about a one that we just everybody agree except Blackheart.
Well, you know what it is, because I thought, like, how many times can he lose?
Well, I mean,
and yeah, I came in second out. I was hoping.
I mean, plenty of times at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off though? It's like this guy carried the WWE during the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And going over monstrous against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he's freaking jobbing out every main event now.
I mean, I will say this about Drew. I mean, he's sticking it out, and at least he's still in that main event spot, even though he's second. So, and he's having a solid performance, unlike other people that we're not going to go back. So, with that being said, the scenario of other people that are being given those opportunities screwing up might help them in the long run.
Yeah.
So, win for me on that one.
Yeah.
To me, I think they should have given the heavyweight title, the world title.
No, it would have been good, because unfortunately, if you're always losing,
Yeah.
your stock eventually goes down.
Well, you know what? It reminds me, before we go on, it reminds me of Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jack Swagger was a legitimate guy that had all the tools, and for a while they put some steam behind him, and then they jobbed him out for a bunch of months, and then they tried to put the world title on. So that turned into a flop. Now, fast forward that, they bring back the old, what was his name there? Dutch's name there, Sepp Coulter or something like that. Yeah, and he gets over again as a heel. I think when he was with Claudio, those guys were over huge.
Yeah.
And again, they did nothing with the guy.
Yeah. Going down that route, Dutch Mantel's podcast is back. I say he's back on. I know before it was a paid service, but I've been listening the last couple of weeks. Dutch is great storyteller, man. Great information.
All Dutch's episodes are on YouTube.
Yeah, I stopped watching it for a while because for some reason it wasn't downloading. But the last couple of weeks, I've been listening to it, and I like Dutch.
I forgot who he ripped on recently. I think it was Goldberg.
The thing that he was bringing up, they were talking about his run that when they started working with Rusev.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that I guess Vince was very upset with Rusev when he went from like 320 down to 260.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, he was released because Vince had his mind. He wanted this big brute.
Yeah, he didn't want the guy defined. He wanted a 80s style gladiator looking like, this solid guy like a Don Morocco kind of physique. Yeah. Which at one point he had that solid, that big boulder looking chest and, traps and shoulders and shit. So, I mean, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
He's back there now, so.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. They were bringing up some. I guess he has a similar record that he has in AEW. I think he had like 18 losses in AEW,
Yeah.
and he has the same thing right now, but in a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Another guy that could be in the world title picture.
yeah. I mean, he's another guy that can pull up anytime. He has a great look, you know.
The Cup promos.
Yeah.
And nobody doubts what he can do. He's believable. The guy should be pushed as a monster.
Yeah. On that same news, I thought I saw this week that him and his former wife is now his current wife. Is that accurate? Did you see that news?
Yeah, they've been back together.
They got remarried?
I don't know if they got remarried, but yeah, I saw the highlights of a show that they were on, and she was talking about how Rusev served her divorce papers on her birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were looking for a birthday gift earlier, Chris Black.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm just joking here. But yeah, he served her with divorce papers on her birthday.
Yeah. Wow. This way, when it comes to legal paperwork, if you have a processor serving it,
Yeah.
usually you have a time frame that you want to be served in, 24, 48, whatever it is. But some days you got to find that individual to serve them.
Well, some people are fucking stupid and they'll go and try to get notices on a Friday, and the individual will get served on Monday.
Yeah, and then it's not being relevant for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
The server doesn't know typically that it was her birthday. It just,
Yeah. I mean, in your case, you would do it because you know it's her birthday.
Oh, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
you're the type of guy. See, this is the guy that's trying to get sympathy.
Oh my God.
See what I'm saying, Danny?
Yep.
You should just, Chris Blackheart, you should just give away the other 70% and just come back with us, and you'll have an equal opportunity employment before you just lose, like in the casino. Just throwing it out there.
All right, so give Cena everything, rejoin you and Cena.
I didn't say specific names. I just said just give out everything and join the winning team. That's all.
I don't like that one. All right, speaking of winning, what's the next match, Danny?
So Jade Cargill finally pulled it off, defeating Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's World Title. Well, WWE Women's Title.
Now, that one I did get.
Go ahead, Chris Blackheart. Since I saw the face you make, I'm going to have a little rant on this one. So
Well,
go ahead.
The only thing I was thinking with Cargill is I think she had to win it. Because if she didn't, I think they would have to send her to NXT or do something with her. Because they put a lot of time into her, a lot of effort into it. And maybe that's what they needed. Maybe she needed to have that mean streak to get her over, get her confidence. But
Basically, should have got off the pops.
yeah, to me, and I said it, numerous podcasts. She just reminds me of Lex Luger. She's been booked for the last couple of years on her potential, not necessarily on her actions.
I mean, that's a long stride. I mean, everybody compares Lex, but I don't think he was that bad. He was in there with a lot of good people that got him to a certain extent, and at times he did. I mean, I go back and watch matches, and he was on the money for the spot that he was in. This girl has been flip flopping for the last few months, and speaking of spending time and effort, you have this other girl that has all the potential in the world, and has been having good matches.
Yep.
And she gets jobbed out in 3 minutes by the questionable girl. Where do we go from here?
Well, the only thing I thought about that wasn't Tiffany dating one of the guys in the back? Who was the guy she was dating? Sounds like L.
Well, she was dating El Grande Americano there.
Yeah.
So
possibly if they recently broke up, maybe she asked for some time off. Maybe she has an injury. But I know her stock went up for me when she wrestled Charlotte at WrestleMania because
Did you watch the match on Saturday night's main event?
I did not. As far as the results, I did not watch the match.
Well, the match was basically a wrestling challenge match where she
Yeah.
got 2 strikes and got dropped out.
Yeah.
Straight shot finish, completely destroyed her. I just don't think that's smart booking.
Yeah, because I look this way. Charlotte put her over at WrestleMania, kind of made her for the last 6 months. And I don't think Jane is the right girl to, you know.
So this is what we were talking about before this, like Jack Swagger and Drew McIntyre. You start doing that to the guys that are the guys that carry the ball and have the potential. How do you bounce back to be credible when you're getting destroyed in 2-3 minutes by the questionable talent?
Yep.
I mean, she looks like $1 million,
Yep.
but we're at the stage that people know the difference between looking like $1 million physically and looking like $1 million in your work in the ring and the whole package.
Yep.
So, I just didn't like it. I'm not a fan of the in-ring work. Love her look, just not a fan of her work.
Yep.
Moving on.
Moving on, the last match was for the Intercontinental title. So Dominic Mysterio retains the championship against Penta and Rusev in the triple threat match.
I think I lost that one.
Me too.
Yep, get used to losing, Chris Blackheart. It's gonna happen a lot in the next couple weeks.
So Don wins with 3. You got 2. I got 1.
So that match there had the Eddie Guerrero light cheat and steel type scenario where at one point Dominic ended up on the outside of the ring. Rusev got the upper hand on Penta and was about to put him away, put him in the submission hold there, the camel clutch, and the bell was rung. So Rusev thought he had won the match. Then the camera pans out, ends up being Dominic that rang the bell, and he took advantage on that to come back in the ring. Quick scenario happened, and Dominic took the victory. So in old Eddie Guerrero fashion, he retained the title, which was good. That match was actually pretty good.
I like the finish. I mean, I think we mentioned last week, Dom's coming into his own, to say the least, which is great. So, we're seeing the next couple of years where he takes it.
So, that was a good one there. But you know what the best part of this whole scenario?
No.
I win again.
No, that is true.
Is that 2 in a row, 3 in a row?
I win again.
I know the last 2.
Yeah.
That brings us to, in a couple of weeks, the Survivor Series.
All right. Well, what any matches been announced yet?
Danny?
Yeah, I'm looking now.
Is Danny sleeping over there?
No, today he isn't. So some days he is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's not showing anything for
Yeah, it looks like, all right, so we will do that. No, I mean, I'll give you kudos. You have a wrestling eye. Again, I am not biased when it comes down to talent. I don't have to like you to know that your talents.
Well, speaking of talents, just about 48 hours, we'll be back at the Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center and Arena in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, 126 Main Street for another edition of Saturday Night, Showcase Saturday Night. And, Chris Blackheart, there's been some conspiracies going on. This whole ordeal. See, I don't take it this far, Chris Blackheart, when I do stuff.
Yeah.
If anything, I should have been the one contacting people from the past to come in and do certain things. But you go and sneak around.
Oh.
You go and sneak around, and you think that, I'm sure you think this is funny and it's great. And you go and I don't know how you met up with the Danger Boy, but apparently he's coming to officiate a match because we saw Shia having some issues with the officials being appointed to his matches.
Well, yes, he has been complaining that the referees don't see a leg or an arm that happens to be underneath the rope. It seems like if he wins, no problems. If he loses, huge problems.
So, what is the art deal behind Alfredo coming back to Showcase? A guy, he's been around New England forever.
Yes.
He's been on the radio. He was part of the NEWA back in the day. Now he comes to Showcase to officiate this match. And, I saw a video that he admitted years ago of being a rule breaker.
Are you sure about that? Danny, play the footage. Let's see it. You have footage, Danny, right?
Yep.
All right, let's play. Let's see.
Wearing the zebra outfit doesn't get any better than this. Danger Boy rule breaker. Danger Boy rule breaker.
Never ends. It never ends.
Danger Boy rule breaker.
For Shia Shabo. That's how you say the name. Shia Shabo. Conspiracy victim. Conspiracy victim. That's what I am.
Danger Boy rule breaker.
You're gonna break that. You're gonna break it.
Danger Boy rule breaker.
I'm Shia Shabo, and I am a conspiracy victim.
Danger Boy rule breaker.
When stink it.
Danger Boy rule breaker.
All right, I mean,
This is ridiculous, Chris Black.
well, you did hear. All right, so if I'm not mistaken, you were at that event. How long ago was that?
This is 2001, 2002, around there.
All right, so we have footage about 24 years ago. Do you remember? Does that sound accurate, or do you think that was, doctored in any manner?
What are you talking about? Footage don't lie. The video don't lie.
I'll be honest with you, I cannot trust any footage anytime. This week, I saw some footage of something, and I'm like, I don't even know if it's real. Well, with the whole AI be able to change people's faces and language. So 25 years ago, when that was originally recorded, do you remember, was that accurate, those words?
What's not accurate is Alfredo not answering my phone calls.
Well,
That's known him since I was a kid. We go back 30 years. And apparently now he's buddies with Chris Blackheart, a guy that he barely knows. And he's coming over to officiate a match. I don't even know if he's got a referee's license.
He's still sporting those American pants, though.
well, he is an umpire and a referee in various sports
Oh, yeah.
throughout Rhode Island. So to add or renew a paperwork issue with the Rhode Island Athletic Commission is very easy when you have the credentials and the history of a guy like Alfredo.
Well, Alfredo did respond with a video.
He did.
If you want
I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure Blackheart didn't know about this video. I'm sure he has no clue about this.
You got the footage?
Yep.
All right, let's play that bean footage.
Showcase Pro Wrestling. There's only one thing that's been going through my mind all week, besides everything else that I do, and that is Shia Shabo. Shia Shabo. That's all I've been hearing. How he thinks he's a conspiracy victim, and this Saturday at the Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center at 126 Main Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Bell time 7:07. With all tickets $10. We will see if he is a conspiracy victim. Because guess what? As of right now, I am too. All those videos that I've been posting that I've seen about me mispronouncing his name. Well, guess what? That is AI. Especially the clip that I saw from about 20-something years ago with Joe Brewing at one of his shows. How I supposedly said rule breaker. Well, guess what? That was taken out of context. It said I am not a rule breaker. But of course, modern technology, a little this, a little that, AI. Forget AI. I am the real thing. So I am the guest referee, and I'm calling it down the middle. Shia, whether you like it or not, it's going to be a 1, 2, 3 count on somebody. Because you know why? Here's why. Because I bring the hype. See you Saturday.
I like it.
Why is he yelling, first of all?
Well,
And
I think it's because his integrity as an official was being attacked and questioned.
AI, I mean,
Hey, I thought the same thing all week. I saw a clip, and after that, I'm like, I can't trust anything.
this thing was 24 years ago. That didn't.
No. The clip was, the footage was accurate, but I think some of the wording could have been flipped.
You know what we should do? We should get a hold of Joe Brown and have him clear this up.
Insinuating.
Well, we'll go down. We'll give Joe a plug in a few.
You're insinuating that Shia might have altered the video, Chris Black. Is that what you're?
I am. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Now, okay, let's say he didn't, right? And 25 years ago, Alfredo said he was a rule breaker. That was 25 years ago. He's not the same guy he was then. You know, he's an established official in various sports throughout Rhode Island, and I wouldn't want anyone to question if he's umpiring a softball game or is on the basketball court, his integrity and his call. So I think he's the right guy. Again, if that is accurate, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. He is not the same person as he was 25 years ago.
It's fun. It's funny how you come up when it's beneficial to Blackheart.
No.
It is funny how you cover up all these things. You had a problem when I was an official at one point in time, you know. But Alfredo comes here, he comes back, and everything is fine.
Well, I would be happy to have you in the front row only, if you wish.
You're thinking deep, huh? This is all the calls you've been making, trying to find different people. Is this part of your little strategy for
No, but the great part about it, if he is refereeing a match, that means young Jackson won't be refereeing that match. Because I've questioned some of the stuff recently on young Jackson's referee skills when it comes to certain individuals.
He got a free vacation as a gift. You know, who cares about any of that?
What?
What?
Wait a minute. He was in Puerto Rico.
What? Oh, yeah, he bought a vacation. He was down there on vacation. That's what I meant to say.
Danny.
What?
That's a
Can we
little
just
funny.
move on from this? You know, it makes no sense.
Oh, Donnie, some people in the chat room, they like your tight shirt. They said you're looking jacked there.
They like my tight shirt. Well, you know, not. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, a little bit. You know, unlike Blackheart, I've been attending a place called the gym in these recent times.
Hey, I just went to the gym before we got here.
Is there AI footage of this?
No, because I do not videotape myself at the gym.
Well, you know, you should. Maybe Joey Swole would comment on your gym skills. But anyways, moving on to the following week, we make the big return over to the Elks Lodge in Franklin, Massachusetts. Big fundraiser that night. Chris Blackheart, you got the information on that whole event?
Yep, so that would be for the Bellingham Youth Football. All the tickets are available online at Showcase Pro Wrestling. You're also going to see the QR code on the event schedule that we have from November, December. Just take a picture of it. All the tickets are online. Nice, easy process for a new ticket vendor we have. But those tickets are available online for the 15th and for this Saturday, the 8th in Woonsocket. So we will tell you in Franklin, we always advise to get them beforehand because it is typically standing room only. We are going to try to reconfigure the room to get extra 30 to 40 seats. But it is a great write-up. We'll probably show next week. Sergeant Muldoon, there's a great write-up in one of the local papers. I'll get the screenshot. I'll send it to Danny. So thank you for the local, I believe it's the Bellingham Times. I did a story on the event, which is awesome.
So, you know, Sarge, he better wait for the instructions from Cena and his matches. I'll be getting those shortly here after the show, probably tomorrow night.
And you should not be getting these. You are not an executive assistant. And if you were, it goes from owner to owner, not owner to executive assistant. I'm
a part business arranger with Mr. Cena, 30% owner of your company.
Yeah.
And, I'm able to conduct business when he's not around on his behalf. So, on his behalf, I'm going to have some matches for Franklin, including an open contract for me to defend the Sons of Liberty Championship against who knows.
Well, all right. So I will tell you, Showcase Wrestling alumni BRG is going to be in the house. You just heard Don Vega is going to be in the house. What about Rambo Godfrey? Can we confirm that he's going to be there?
He's going to be there. Brian Starr will be there.
All right.
Freaking Kill Crew will be in the house because we're getting...
Alex Raiden will be there. Matt Thompson will be there. Some of your friends will be there too. The Showcase Wrestling, 2/3 of the... actually, all three of them. We haven't had this in a while. All three of the Showcase Wrestling Tag Team Champions will be there. We'll have the new Powerhouse Young Guns Champion there. Almost the old Christopher Spratt, I think, is coming back.
Chris Spratt, if he's coming back, that's the smartest thing he's ever done in his life. Get rid of the heavy baggage and focus on keeping that championship that he's got. He's going on the right path. He might have a job when we take over this company.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I do like him better as the educator than this herbal essence kind of guy. I don't like his in-ring performance. But off of Spratt, two of your other friends that I know you know really well, Brother Moon Reverend will be in the house.
Oh, God.
Your young friend D-Rex will be in the house.
Is that little creepy thing?
The doll? Well, speaking of that, Jay Evans will be there with his fiancée.
So this wedding is taking place the night that you're losing the company, Ms. Blackheart.
No. If anything, we're going to have a double. I'm going to ask Jay Evans. We're going to... when we win that match, the reception for Annabelle and Jay Evans, I'll have an open bar.
So I'm still invited, even if by miracle of the Lord we lose. I'm still invited to this thing.
Well, I did not do the invitation, so if the invitations, I believe, are going out in the mail probably this week. So check your email, check your messenger. Invitations will be out on social media, I guess.
So basically, that's the no.
Well, I don't know. It's not. We're only hosting it. We're not actually throwing it.
So all right. Well, nonetheless, tickets available. ShowcaseProWrestling.com for the 15th. And by the way, I know that you've been blowing off John's phone for whatever reason. I don't know why. You left a message about two major announcements that are going to take place at Franklin that night.
Yes.
I'm kind of intrigued. When you say major announcements, I mean, is this going to be groundbreaking?
Well, I would say for us it is. And I think, no matter what's going on in the back office between Cena and myself, business is ramping up for 2026.
Well, I'm going to have to ask John about these secret.
And probably the most important thing that coming up in the next two shows is I'm picking the team that's going to go against. Do you want to announce your team?
No,
I have an idea who it is, but
I'll be announcing that in Franklin, maybe if I'm
all right. So I'm going to put it out there, right? Anyone who's on the Showcase Pro Wrestling roster, anyone who's had any association with Showcase over the past 18 plus years, right? Reach out. You want to be there. You want to keep the company going forward in the right way. The person who started it, I'd be happy to put you on the list to be on the team.
So thanks for telling me that. Now I'm gonna have to go do some studying now.
Yeah. And you guys, I got a feeling you got if it's not the three people that I wouldn't think of, it'd be yourself, Brian Starr, and Rambo. To me, I think that's the way they're going to go with me. I'm putting it together, and we'll see. Thanks for not. Thanks for declining already, Danny. I asked Danny today. Say, Danny, what's your thought if he needs you on the team? You know what Danny said? I have a muscle pull. Danny's in 2 weeks. He goes, I'm sure I'll pull it on Friday again. What kind of guy is that?
He's got to stay healthy for his competition in February. I mean, he's
Gotta keep the muscles healthy for the competition.
Yep. So don't be calling in favors, Chris Blackheart.
I'm just saying,
I'll give you this to study upon, right? The name is the Puerto Rican Kill Crew. You're concerned about Brian Starr, you're concerned about Rambo, you're concerned about myself, but I do know a lot of Puerto Ricans.
You do?
Including in the island.
Including what?
Just keep that in mind.
What did he say? Including what? I missed it. Can you repeat?
Said, including in the island.
Oh, the island? Okay. All right.
So, just keep that in mind.
Ringing out to Frank said Chris is actually going to spend money at an open bar. Is that true?
Frank. You know what's funny? Frank doesn't even drink. So, so I'll just let you know, right? When I pay for an open bar, if you want soda, I don't buy it, right? You want coffee, I'm not buying it, right? Just let you know, Frank, I don't buy soda, I don't buy coffee. You want a drink, I'll buy it for you.
Frank, just know that you will still have a job after December 5th here in the company.
All right, we'll find out.
Well, what do we got? What other news we got going on? Any other drama?
Well, I did see a story, Danny. You want to put that up? Well, okay, we can bring that one up too, right? So that was on. You want to read that, Danny? That is from Tony Khan.
Or Nick Khan.
Oh yes, that's even better.
Stated during the TKO quarter third earnings that WWE ticket sales have been adjusted to match its current market conditions. And he quotes, capacity continues to be very high. We've increased prices appropriately to the marketplace. That's for PLEs, pay-per-views, whatever, Raw, SmackDown, Saturday Night's Main Event, and every other ticketed program that WWE has, and we remain bullish on it.
Yep, it seems like we remain bullshit on it because, apparently numbers been way down. If there's any credibility in those photos that were all over the internet on not the last, but what was it, 2 weeks ago, SmackDown?
Well, yeah, and ironically, I was listening to Dutch Mantel's podcast, and it looked like they ran in Utah. Friday they did SmackDown. Saturday they did Saturday's Main Event.
Oh, so it was last week.
Yeah, and it looks like what happened was kind of like what they had in Atlanta. They had the same problem when they ran in Atlanta. They ran 3 days in a row. That SmackDown was a little bit light. And I wouldn't be surprised with the ticket prices too. And you have SmackDown on Friday, then you have Saturday's Main Event, which is a better card, than SmackDown.
So, speaking of ticket prices, we talked about this before we came in the air. We were figuring before, this is months before we knew that, John Cena's last match will take place in Washington, D.C., instead of his hometown of Boston, Massachusetts, this upcoming Monday for Monday Night Raw. And upon looking at different sources for tickets, there seemed to be a big price drop on tickets for Boston, and there seems to be a large quantity of tickets available for Boston. So, quite interesting.
Well, on WWE, they can adjust the ticket prices if they're not selling, which is great. But I think they're overpriced on themselves.
Well, it's going to be an interesting night on Monday now, knowing that, Cena might make an appearance, but He's definitely not going to be having his last final match like people thought he would at home. Apparently, the Washington tickets were sold out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I read a story that the demand for it was like, say, 80,000, and I think this place, I think it holds 20. Don't keep me the numbers, but the demand was like 3 to 4 times from what the availability was. But
Yeah.
the ticket prices and the packages they were put together was absolutely crazy.
So, speaking, going back, and this is, getting ahead of ourselves here. So these fucks are greedy. That's bottom line. They want to make as much money as they can from the product, which is fine if you could get it. Grab it, take it, whatever. Why not? Now I don't know for sure where the venue for Survivor Series is. Do you know?
Offhand, I don't.
So I'm sure it's going to be a way bigger event than Saturday night's main event as far as crowd attendance.
Mm-hmm.
Why not build a huge show for Survivor Series at a stadium, and that would be his final match? If there was a high demand, you could get 80,000 people in a building. Why not? Crowd?
It's at Petco Park in San Diego, California.
Petco Park. So that's a huge that's a baseball, right?
Yep.
So yeah, why not end it there?
Well, the original story came out already. Cena was supposed to do his original last match in Boston, but they were trying to do the bidding process throughout the cities, and Boston didn't want to pay the money to get that last match. So that they could have been logistics with that. So they switched down.
Now looking at the numbers, right? I'm sure now looking at what the numbers are. I'm sure now looking that a week later they're gonna be in LA at a baseball field that holds probably the amount that they were not expecting to get in Washington. They're probably scrambling around right now.
Well, a question on that, right? So that brings up, Cena made the challenge, right?
I think this is gonna get bumped to Survivor Series.
You think it's gonna be bumped?
I got a feeling that that whole tournament is gonna be pushed, and something's gonna happen, and they're gonna bump that match. There's gonna be a lot of pissed off people in Washington, but it just doesn't make any sense for a company that's been greedy the last few years, established that they're greedy, could go to this stadium and draw a sold-out crowd. They're just gonna give it away in a 22,000 seat arena a week before that. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out. I don't like the format. I think Cena should be able to choose his last opponent. I don't like the idea of a tournament or.
So let's just say his last opponent is Chris Jericho. They go to LA. They go to the Petco Field. It's gonna be sold out. Chris Jericho against Cena. So,
that'd be huge. I mean, it looks like Jericho did wrap up with AEW. It's been kind of quiet, to say the least.
yeah.
But if that's the jump, kudos for Jericho. Literally coming, they can't say coming back home because I still see him as a WCW guy, but he made such an impact for years at WWE between redefining himself and now coming back. I hate to say it with the final payday, but.
Well,
I mean, he's probably going to sign a probably 2 to 3 year contract, and then probably go in the Hall of Fame afterwards.
yeah, he going back to the WCW, he was a great talent in WCW, and he was he carried that whole cruiserweight deal as far as the entertainment value and of course the matches that he was delivering. But I definitely think he's coming back home, man. When he came in and he did that art deal with The Rock and the career that he's had, and he beat both Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night to become first unified world champion. That's his house. I mean, he beat full name, so it's definitely gonna be a homecoming for him. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just thinking of greed here. Why give away the golden goose a week before you could pack the stadium? I just don't Don't know who was doing the marketing, who came out with the idea of this. I just don't understand.
Well, some days it's the problem when you have non-wrestling people booking wrestling. There's issues, and that's the thing with when Vince was at the helm. He knew it. He knew the business. He knew the cycle. He knew how to do it. And some days, like I said, market and business doesn't go together all the time.
Yeah, if Vince was still there, this match would be happening at baseball field, stadium. That would be it. You know, there's no question about that. But we'll find out what happens. Any other news?
No. I mean, I have some news that we'll bring up for next week because it has to do with championships and titles and history. But yeah, we'll bring that up next week, Danny. I think that's a good one. But 2 new podcasts came up this week. Did you see the 2 podcasts that just dropped from some of our friends?
Well, yeah. I mean, where in the world is the real deal, Joe Davis? We knew that he was at Marasco's Bar and Grill last 2 weeks ago. We were down there live.
Welcome.
That's Halloween special. And now he's trying the podcast role here. He's got a podcast. I believe Wrestling with Comedy is the name of it. And his first episode just dropped on YouTube about 3 days ago. So if you want to go check that out, Wrestling with Comedy with the real deal Joe Davis. Find out all the information where he's going to be at coming up for his comedy events and all that good stuff.
And the second one, Joe Bruin.
No, I didn't know about the Joe Bruin.
Yeah, Joe just dropped on this. I forget the name of it, but Mike Coyote is going to be his first guest on there. That dropped this week.
Also, Mike Chioda. And Joe Bruin. Maybe it's the interview. Maybe it's more of an interview that he was doing with his page that he had, the All Access Entertainment page that he used to have. That he still has. He just hasn't been active as much in recent time. It's good to see Joe back.
Joe Biden hates.
He's one guy that definitely had a great voice.
Yep.
Definitely
fantastic voice.
Yes, great interviewer. So maybe that will spark the interest in doing other stuff.
Yeah, we'll share the links next week. Just because Joe's part of the New England family, to say the least, and they're having their New England Hall of Fame coming up, and if not, is it May this year?
So New England Wrestling Hall of Fame is back?
Well, actually, that's a good question. I don't know if the Hall of Fame is back, but they're doing the All Access Fan Fest this year again.
Okay. So we'll find out shortly here if we are seeing, well, actually, it's former referee Jimmy Corderas that's on the interview, not Mike Chioda.
All right, I screwed that one up.
So, I figures Chris Blackheart.
Hey, some days I'm right 70% of the time.
And I'm sure that's going to be a good one because I believe I might pull a Blackheart, but I'm sure that I'm not pulling a Blackheart. I believe Jimmy Corderas was the referee that was in charge of the match that never happened, that tragic night when Owen Hart passed away. So, it's interesting to see if they get into that.
Yeah. No, I'll listen to Joe's. I'll listen to Joe's too. Give a review on it and see what we take from there.
So
talk about next week. Next week on this Monday, I'm going to throw a free one out there. So we have 3 guys this Monday work for WWE on Raw, so we can find out if the whole place is sold. But what I'm thinking too, if you never trained at the Showcase Wrestling Training Center, you want to come down. We got 3 slots open for this Monday, so I'm going to put an open invitation out there. If you never trained at Showcase before and you want to come check it out, we got 3 slots open because 3 of our guys work for WWE. Come down, check out the experience, talk to us, the coaches, and some of the talent there, and see if it's the right fit for you.
All right, so that's quick little plug for the school there, and that again is Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center, 126 Main Street in Woonsocket. If you do want to reach us on social media at SB Wrestling in all forms of social media, or the email to contact for the school, which one is it?
On the email is promoter@showcaseprowrestling.com, or just hit up any of the social media at SP Wrestling, send a message, and we'll be happy to get back to you.
All right. So on that note, Chris Blackheart, when this transition happens, you're gonna have to give me the passwords for all these different websites and email, because I want to keep everything going once you lose the ownership here. So we'll have our lawyers contact you.
Very decisive. Danny, what about anything in the chat room?
Yep, Pat chat tonight. Ken Watson's in the chat, Frank the ring announcer, and a couple other people there.
Any questions or comments, or?
Bren, 153. Bren 153, love Tom in his shirt. Frank said, if you buy him a drink, we'll take one.
What happened? Oh, he likes my shirt?
Yeah.
Well, I would give a free plug to the store at the mall, but I'm not gonna. I know Frank likes
the baby gap. Just kidding.
Baby gap? That's funny.
It's not the baby gap. Do they like the chain also? I would give them the store, but I know they can't afford it. So, on that note, what time is it, Chris Blackheart?
It is 10:04.
10:04. It's that time again, huh? It's not moving forward time. It's time to wrap it up.
Not a problem with that.
Well, you seem kind of sad after my last comment, Chris Blackheart. You seem kind of.
Well, I'll be honest with you. It just kind of like, in reality, there's a lot of things that you guys don't realize what I do, that you may not want all the stuff that I do for the company and the heavy burden and the time that goes into it. So
you might want to keep a job as a webmaster, or that's another position you might be able to continue to.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. I mean,
thank you.
This is what we're here for on a weekly basis, And on the good note, you'll still be able to share the camera, or when I'm in the studio, you still be able to sit next to me. We'll be together in the podcast because we still have, a contract to do the show for several years to come. So.
Well, I'll be honest with you, it would be very hard to sit next to you, knowing that all the times, that you stick it to me. And now the fact that if that did happen on December 5th, I think it would be very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
I mean, this is the new now in 2025. Everybody's uncomfortable. Everybody's, heartbroken and feelings hurt. And I thought you were past that, Chris Black.
No, it was just, hopefully I don't have that feeling, but I'm just saying I think it would be,
Are you going soft?
I'm not going soft. I'm just throwing it out there. I just think,
This is like a half-defeated man here this week. This is great.
That's it. All right, that's it. I'm making phone calls. Hey, Dave, if I call you, pick up. Don't make me go to the club to find you.
With that being said, that's all we have for this week. Blackheart, put your phone to charge. But for this week, that's all we have for Danny Badandi over there with a pull muscle. Put some ice on that, Danny. For Blackheart solving, going soft. And for Don Vega, I happen to be in a great mood. I don't know why, but we will see you right back here next week in the Showcase Pod.